Hi, everyone. Welcome to Zodiac Zone, your 30 minutes of astrological insight. I'm Melissa Marcum. Just wanted to ask everybody how they're doing tonight. Know a lot of energy out there is really intense right now. I mean, we have this Mercury retrograde in Virgo. So I feel like everybody's very nervous. They're wanting to get things done. They are worrying about things, which is very typical of Virgo, especially when it's in the retrograde aspect, is your so how it works is Mercury is about mind and communication. And depending on what sign it's in, it brings the intensity and energy of that particular sign. So how it works for this month, and typically a retrograde is about 3 weeks. Now, this one is going to be kind of unique in the fact that it starts off um, in Virgo, and then it transfers over to Leo. So it could make the energy very intense. Um, with Virgo, like I said, it's about nervous energy. It's about perfectionism. It's also about healing. Healing. Virgo is a sign of healers. Now, when we get into Leo, which is next week, the energy is going to feel more intense. It's actually going to be into where people are going to feel like they're more egocentric and more thinking with their ego, because that represents Leo, not necessarily ego, but Leo's very heart centered. Leo is very boisterous and larger than life. I'm sure all of you know Leos, or if you are Leo, that's what it represents. So between the two of them, it's going to feel very uncomfortable, I would say. And I would say too, the way to deal with retrogrades is to get in front of them. And what I mean by that is to not so much worry about things, but to kind of sit back and review and look at things from a different perspective, maybe. I tell all my clients never start anything brand new during a retrograde because the communication is going to be distorted, and it's not going to be the way that the outcome is not going to be what you think. But if you're involved in something already, then that's totally fine because you started whatever task, whatever thing that you're doing before the retrograde. So it's just, I mean, it's part of life, right? If you have to sign contracts and it was something that you already started before, don't worry about it because that was started before the retrograde even happened. But don't start anything brand new right now during a retrograde because, like I said, the communication is not going to flow, and it could not be it actually the outcome might not be what you want it to be. So that is what's going on with Mercury retrograde. On Monday, August 19th, we have a full moon in Aquarius. So it's about like a full moon, like I've said on other shows, is about endings. And this is really about letting old things go, like outdated beliefs and stuff that doesn't no longer serve you. Um, so really it's releasing all of that, releasing things that are no longer going to provide you joy, or something that you're just like, you know what, I used to think this way, but now I'm into this type of energy. I'm going to be into um almost that out of the box thinking. I don't think that way anymore, but now I'm going to be into this new energy. So that is really what the full moon is going to do. And I always tell everybody, my clients, to really go out there and to look at the moon and to write down the things that they want to release that no longer brings them joy. Because it's really about all of us wanting to step into our power and to be the best human that we could be, right? I mean, we live on this planet. We know it's hard. We know that there's work to do. We know that there's attachments that we want, but that we have to release. But the polarity is there's also joy, and there's joy in relationships. There's joy in what we do to get to a higher level of consciousness. There's joy, simple pleasures. There's joy going outside and just looking at the beautiful plants. There's joy in being with our fur babies when they're good. There's an immense amount of joy out there. So these are just some things that you could do. And I would say any type of manifesting that you do and anything you want to release or you want to come into your life, be very specific about it. I tend to write things down in my phone of things that I want to manifest, but I'm very specific about it. I'm not just like, hey, I want $1 million. It's the reasons why I want $1 million, or what I think I could accomplish with $1 million. I mean, that's the specific energy that I'm trying to bring in. So, like with anything else, like I always say, like always attracts like. So, if I'm at my highest level of consciousness, I'm going to bring that energy in. No, but I have to feel it. I can't just think it in my mind. I have to truly feel what it's like to be in that level of consciousness. So that's what I wanted to kind of share beginning part of this show. Um, I want to get into the readings now. So I think I have Erica from New York City. Hi,
Hi.
Erica. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Um, so what I do with my readings, I really focus. I'm an evolutionary vibrational astrologer, so I'm really going to focus on your soul
Oh,
purpose of why you're here.
okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to look at
Yeah.
some very specific things in your chart. So, what
hmm
is the day, month, and year you were born?
March 16, 1984 at
16th of March,
7:12.
1984
No,
at 7:12
16.
a.m.
Yeah,
or p.m.
AM.
Okay. 7:12 a.m. And the city and state?
Mineola, New York.
Okay. I'm sorry, how do you spell that?
M as in Mary, I, N as
Uh-huh.
in Nancy, EOLA.
Emila, New York. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna talk in astrologies,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna tell you what that means. Okay, because really
Okay.
what I do, what I like to provide too is giving you something to further research about yourself.
Okay.
So your south node is in Sagittarius in the eighth house, and your north node
hmm
is in Gemini in the second house. So typically a
Okay.
south node in Sagittarius. So you're the type of person that's an internal student. In other words,
hmm
you're always, you know,
Learning.
searching, researching for
Yeah,
knowledge. Yeah.
researching. Yes.
Researching and always, looking for knowledge. And when you hear something, you're going to
Right.
research it again and do it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That is not your purpose in this lifetime.
Okay.
it's almost like in a previous life you were a philosopher. You were somebody that,
Yeah.
think about the nomad that went around the world and gathered information.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
so
that
in
sounds
this
very much like me.
yeah, so in this life it's really about you um taking that knowledge that you already have and
Yeah.
speaking it, either
Mhm.
writing a book
Mhm.
or,
Yeah,
just
that's so
journaling.
interesting.
Yeah, and it's in
Yeah.
this
I
so it's in
write a
this
lot.
do you write a lot? Okay. And it's in the second house. So I look at the nodes and then I look at the houses because the houses is what makes it personal to you. So I
Uh-huh.
feel like in the second house of Taurus, your Gemini is in Taurus. It's really about your
Mhm.
self-worth, your self-worth.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
more than that
I'm
too,
working
it's
on it.
yeah, you have to come into your self-worth. So it's those words that you tell yourself. Those words that you tell yourself
Mhm.
are so important. And it's really
Okay.
about uplifting that for you,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
the mind and the body are vessels, right? They're living beings.
Yeah.
And so you
Mhm.
can kind of like start your day however you want, but it's what you think that day is going to be for you. You know what I mean? Those words are very, very
Wow.
important.
Yeah.
And I think with all this
Yeah.
knowledge too, you can use this to really, whether you write a book, whether you speak to this, whether you build something, because Taurus is very much about building a business,
Mhm.
building something where you
Yeah.
make money. Um,
Yes.
and
I've been
I
trying
feel
to
like,
figure it out.
yeah, let me see where your sun's at. I mean, you have Sun and Mercury in the 12th house. I feel like that.
Mhm.
I feel like you want to help the disenfranchised people that maybe need help.
Yeah.
You're for the little guy. You know, you're for
Mhm. Yeah,
the
very
people that
much.
the people that don't have a voice.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're a Pisces, so
Mhm.
Piscean energy is like that. I feel like there is
Mhm.
something stopping you because you have Chiron in Taurus in the second house. So either
Mhm.
you don't believe these powers that you have, and this energy
Yeah.
that you have, or you kind of get
Mhm.
stuck in your own thoughts and don't want to go past what your potential could be. There's something there that you feel that,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh gosh, it's been a
So,
mission.
yeah, but
Mhm.
here's the thing. When you overcome these attachments that you came here to do, the world of possibility is open to you. Whatever you desire. I know you've had some setbacks because you have Uranus in the eighth house, so I know sudden things have happened to you that has taken your life to go in a different direction. Sudden unexpected things
Yeah.
that you're like, oh my God, I didn't
Yes.
see that coming.
A lot of that.
That's only to awaken you to get on this
Mhm.
potential that you have inside. You know,
Okay.
I feel like you're here to build something and lead something. You have Aries. Aries is on
Yeah.
your ascendant. I mean,
Mhm.
you have a traditional chart, Aries on the ascendant, Taurus,
Mhm.
a traditional chart here, but it's where you want to take all of this, you know.
Right.
So, I hope all this helps. I know it's a lot, and
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
yeah, the chart
Do
is
you
is a
know
is a
like
blueprint.
when maybe, yeah, do you know like because I just turned 40 this year. And the thing is,
Okay.
I'm very like multi-talented, and but I've also suffered with a lot of traumatic events that it's like
Right. I can
taken
see
me
that.
more than anything. I've spent years just trying to heal, and then now I'm like, okay, now what? Because I have not been able to stand on my 2 feet for a very long time.
I would say this to you, the biggest thing, you have 5 planets in water. So you have an overabundance. If I'm looking at your elements, it's an overabundance of water. That to me
Hmm.
would tell me that you put relationships before yourself,
Oh
you know?
wow, yes.
Yeah, your closest relationships are always before you. And so when I look at your north node, if you don't start putting yourself first, this this
Mm.
cogwheel that you live on will continue to, and
Oh
it's just
wow.
it's not going to be a very fun life for you because you're going to continue to give
Wow.
all to those relationships in your life, and when you give all to them
Yeah.
and you give nothing to you, then that's when
Yeah.
sickness happens, that's when depression
Yes.
happens, that's when all of
Yeah.
that stuff just comes up and makes you very
Wow.
unhappy. So, I would
Yeah, that's
say the thing that I
so
would tell
true.
you is you have to listen to the higher self, and you
Mhm.
have to start working in that as opposed to thinking, just trying to acquire knowledge and just trying to do what everybody
Mhm.
else wants you to do. And that's just not going to work for you. That is not going to work for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I just don't have like a clear picture of exactly what, but I've thought along the lines of like a non-profit profit like holistic
that'd be awesome.
organization. But then I'm like,
If
okay,
you're
how?
if you're leading it and communicating it and you're the one leading it, it would be perfect. If you listen to everybody
Yeah.
else's ideas, it's not going to work. You have to be
Oh yeah.
you have to be in charge of this, you know?
Yep.
So,
Mhm. Yeah. That's taken a lot of courage.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's this is hard stuff, but once you get to your highest vibration and you do the work, it's amazing how things shift.
Mhm.
And then you're working with the energy and not
Oh.
against it. So,
Yeah.
but that is what I have for you
Mm.
tonight, Erica. And I wish you the
Okay.
best of luck. And you can always reach out to me on Melissa Marcum at mmastroVibes.com if you want to go further with all of this. Be happy to do your
Melissa
reading.
Markham,
Marcum at
Narcum
m
at
at mmastroVibes.com.
M as in Mary, N as in Nancy.
M as in Mary, M as in Mary.
Okay. At MM
Astrovibes.com.
after
Astro
vibe.
Astro, like
Oh, Astro vibe.
Astro vibes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got
no,
it.
it's like Astro the dog on
Okay.
the
Yeah,
Jetsons.
yeah. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, everything you said is true.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you reaching out, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do I have Joni? Is Joni on the line?
Yes.
Hi, Joni. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So when is your birthday? Day, month, and year?
March 25th, 1980.
25th March 1980.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what time were you born?
11:05 p.m.
11:05 p.m. And the city and state you were born?
Waterloo, Iowa.
Waterloo, Iowa?
Yep.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So I am a vibrational evolutionary astrologer. I'm really going to look at your life purpose here. And
Okay.
so when I look at the lunar nodes, which are elliptical points in the sky. And when I'm looking at your nodes, I see your south node is in Aquarius in the third house of Gemini, and your north node is in Leo in the ninth house of Sagittarius. So what that means is typically with a south node in Aquarius, they're very
Mhm.
much in their mind. They have goals for things. They're very logical. Everything is, it's in the third house of Gemini. So, sometimes you get easily distracted on things. And really, in this lifetime, it's really about getting to the Leo energy, which is finding your heart, doing something that you really love. And in the ninth house, it's all about your journey, your
Mhm.
destiny. Where
Mhm.
is, I mean, it's, 11th house is more destiny as far as hopes and dreams. This is really about like, what is your path? What do you feel like, oh my gosh, I really need to do this. I need to not accomplish as a goal, like as an Aquarius, but I want to do this because I love it, because I feel drawn to it. Does that make sense to
Okay.
you?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like it's really I feel like the work that you do, because if I look at this, you have a yod, which is a spiritual assignment. For
Mhm.
example, Princess Diana, her two sons have a yod in their chart. Your apex, which means what it's pointing to, is Venus in the sixth house. So I feel like it's something with health and healing, you know,
Mhm.
um, and something that you feel really passionate about, and to be a healer. Although you do have Chiron in there in the sixth house, so I don't know if you've had some health problems, or there's something stopping you from doing that. I'm not sure. Is that
I
is that
haven't
what
had health. I
you
haven't
have
had
have
health problems.
you have? Okay.
I have
Okay.
not.
Oh, you have not. Okay.
Uh-uh.
Um I'm just trying to think here. What do you do for a career?
Um, well, currently I don't do anything. So I lost my husband about, well, last June, June 15th. He had health
Oh, okay.
problems.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. That would make sense. Was it something sudden or something that
Yep, it was sudden.
okay. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. That would make sense there. Um, yeah, I feel like you're probably a really good worker. I don't know, I mean, you're because you have Saturn in the 10th house. I
Uh-huh.
mean, so maybe all of this, that what you are going through, um I feel like something with healing. I don't know, something where you're a healer, or all of this is something that you're having to go through all of this stress, and just the hardest somebody,
Mhm.
but there's something that you're going to do to help other people that are in the same situation that you've been in, if that makes sense.
Maybe it's like because I've had an addiction problem in the past, and I'm really passionate about that, and possibly helping others with
Mhm.
that. So, And I love
Yeah,
helping people. I do that a lot.
I feel like that's your purpose. That there is purpose to all of that, and this is kind of like an assignment or something in this life that you're gonna do. Um,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be creative because you have the sun in the fifth house, so you're going to use all that creative energy that you have.
Mhm.
And it's always going to be to you about seeing the big picture because your ascendant is in Sagittarius, and
Okay.
you have this really kind heart. You have Neptune in the
I do.
first house.
I do.
So, yeah, however, but it's got to be purposeful, you know. And I
Right.
just that's what your chart speaks to me. Your chart speaks to me with all this with this Virgo energy. I mean, you're an Aries, but um I don't know. It's interesting when I look at all this. It's all for this purpose of health and healing and to help others,
Huh.
service to others. So,
Yeah, that is really interesting. Something I already love
yeah,
doing. So,
absolutely.
huh.
I would look into all of this, you know. And the
Oh,
best way
yeah.
to and you have Uranus in the 12th house, and I feel like there's a lot of purpose and things happening in your dreams, and I would have like a notebook by your bed, and when you're in that
Uh-huh.
lucid state of consciousness, just start writing things down, you know? So,
Okay.
yeah, thank you
Okay.
so much.
You.
It's really nice talking with you.
Yeah, nice talking with you. Thank you for all that.
Yeah, have a great evening.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to express tonight was just that full moon energy and just, review things during the Mercury retrograde.